Yo, what up, guys? This is Franz, and I want to welcome you to the Lunar Nation podcast. All right. Honestly, I didn't really like this name, but my buddy here, Arrow, wanted to name the podcast Lunar Nation. So I'll see where this first episode takes us. But we're gonna be diving deep into different theories and thoughts that we usually talk about as our friend group, but not that many people talk about per se outside. I don't know. Maybe this is just our opinion, but let's see where it takes us. So I'm going to introduce my buddies here, Arrow and Sagoon. So say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Anyways, let me just tell you, Lunar Nation. The name is actually really interesting because the theory behind Lunar Nation is like we're gonna illuminate what like things people don't really like hear or talk about, and that's why we came up with this name. Hopefully, everyone likes the name. If not, there's always critics, no problem.
Exactly.
But we're gonna continue.
I vote on changing the name, but that's just my opinion. But I mean, like I said, I'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't put this in 5 minutes, so this is just out of the blue. So
yeah.
No worries. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We'll just we'll get by and we'll see what other people say. Critique. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So I guess today we're gonna start off by talking about what Arrow was theorizing. I believe he called it the train theory. So it's going to revolve around basically your friend group and how they're categorized. So just like how a train has different classes that people buy tickets in, we subconsciously, I guess, we categorize our friends in a similar way. So like how a train has like first class, business class, economy plus, and economy. For the most part, usually there's at least like three, four different classes. I'd say that like some people categorize their friends that way. So that was Arrow's theory. So yeah, I mean, buddy, take it over. How you want to explain that more in detail?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, let me tell you guys. First of all, you heard of that old saying, friends come and go. That's true. Friends always come and they always go. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say they're friends. They're just fill in the blank for that moment and they disappear.
They're
I
just a
guess there's
dot,
certain,
and then what? And then they poof
yeah,
disappear.
I guess they have certain expiration dates. This system is like, yo, that guy has expiration date tomorrow. Do you want to be friends with that guy? Oh hell no, peace out. So, anyways, you know what I mean. This train theory is actually really interesting because the four categories. I'm not sure if we covered it, but yet again, it's like first class, business class, economy plus, and economy. That's just how the train system works. You go in the train, you pay the more money you pay, the better your service. The less you pay, the more basic your service. And the theory behind this like friendship is basically like in life you're limited to time. There was this really interesting yogi uh, man I listened to on YouTube. I forget his name, but when I remember, I'll state it out loud. Where he says basically like, "Oh, you're given 84,600 seconds every day, and you could spend it any way you want. How do you spend it?" And then you're going to be like, "Oh, damn, 84,600 seconds. How do I want to spend it?" So this system that we or this theory like I thought up was basically to combat my time. Do I want to spend my time with this person that's going to only last me like I don't know 4 years and they're going to disappear, or do I want to spend more time with these individuals where they're going to be for life and they're going to help me out along the way? So it kind of gives me the back end kind of feel like we're like, okay, I'm going to give them this much of my time or this much of my service or this much of my help, or I don't even want to hang out with this person because I just feel like they're not gonna leave me anywhere. Kind of relates to that book, How to Win Friends and Influence.
Exactly. What a
Um,
wonderful book that is, Arrow.
that's the book is called How to Win Friends and Influence. Basically, it talks about how. I'm sorry, we can
My
all
bad.
laugh
Continue,
out
Sagoon.
loud, but it
Sagoon.
is what it is. So good.
Hey, listen,
Let
man.
me.
This is why. I mean, this is why I consider first class friendship right here because you can laugh at each other, even though Arrow stated what the book was, and Sagoon still came in and was like, "What's the name of the book?" So, I mean, listen, it's all right, buddy. You might be a little
No,
down right now, but you'll pick up on the pace.
no worries, no worries. We got this to go. We learn. It's a learning process.
Entertaining. We're trying to be entertaining. We're trying to show the actual explanation of the train theory, even within our friendship as well. So
Exactly. And then my theory is if you don't joke with a friend, that means that's not a friend. That's just I guess a plastic bag, a fake hotel makeover. So you get what I mean? Anyways, let's start. Let's
Wait,
start,
wait,
guys. Let's
wait.
start.
Let's get before you get into like the description of like the different classes and how you categorize someone. Let's go. Let's take a travel back in time on how this all started. How would you say, without like naming names or situations or whatnot, you want to give like a brief synopsis of like what made you like come up with this theory, or why you actually want to enact this theory?
Okay, first of all, it's not just yeah. I came up with this theory based on life experience, and I'm pretty sure you guys experienced this as well,
Oh,
where
100%.
you yeah,
Yeah.
where you make a friend and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna do this for you. You help them out, you do this and you do that, and then let's say one day you need a request, and this request is like a special request and a special order you could say, and then you're like, hey, can you do this for me? And they're like, oh, sorry, my
Basically,
mom, yeah.
I just want to add, it's basically what's in it for them kind of situation because
It's more it's like a behavior. It's yeah, I think so. And one thing I really want to point out to is I think it'll be more beneficial for everybody to understand psychology, because if you understand psychology, you're able to find the weak points of someone that you're interacting with, and you're able to really digest who they really are without playing the friendship game. You know what I mean? And that way you're like, oh, okay, this person's like useless from the beginning. Why would I waste my time with them? You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's certain people on this planet that are like fake, that are real, that are like aggressive, that are sad. And there's different types of behavior on this planet. And again, you can't be friends with everybody, but you can be friends with only a certain amount of group of people. Just like a soccer game, you go to a soccer game, you go watch your favorite sports. You don't watch everybody because they're your favorite sports. You have your favorite sport, and just like that, that's how friends work, and that's how psychology works.
yeah,
But
just to keep your circles close as well, because the closer that your circle is, the stronger that your friendship is, because you can't share all the experiences with a lot of people, so you do need
mm,
that kind of tight group, like even like us as well, just making this podcast itself, just joking around, like just saying like facts and everything. I think that also shows an example, like we said before.
yeah. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. By the way, we got small phrases that we might be putting into this podcast or whatnot. It just kind of like phrases that we just enact or that we just say because it is what it is. We're all human.
um, okay, we have this silence moment, so not really sure what's going on. Maybe a technical issue, but it's our episode one. We'll get better
Wait,
at it. Um,
can you hear me?
all right. What's up, Franz? You're back. We
Yo,
you
yo.
were
I don't know what
you went.
happened. I think I may have pressed something by mistake, but
No worries, bro. It sounded like you went to Tatooine and came back on Star Wars. The Jedi thing. So you're all good. So no worries.
Maybe you took the train ride and you just came back so quickly. It's I don't,
ah,
you're trying to act like actually show this theory in life. So
yes, sir. All
yep.
right. So let's see. How would you All right, you guys want to start from the bottom and go up, or you want to start from the top and go down?
No,
Um,
start from the bottom.
All right, all right, all right.
Start
So
from the bottom
economy,
down
like
there.
economy. So pretty much. I mean, even if you're going on a plane, you got economy class or coach, whatever you want to consider it. So, or even a train. But so economy class. What would you guys consider that economy class? Someone that's like just there, as in like filling the void, but like you don't really like see them all the time.
I got this. This is good. So
This is this is
economy.
this is your
This
this is your theory. So
this is for
this is your
sure. This is
time to shine.
your bread and
like
butter.
this.
Right?
Yeah,
We
for
should
sure. There's a economy is like god dang. It's like basically is a very basic person. It's like super basic plan, super basic service. It's basically like, let's say you go to the movies, you see I don't know, for example, TJ, your friend TJ. It's a made up name, obviously. We don't have a friend named TJ. And then let's say TJ is from your company that you work at, so and so, at company X. You only are friend with that person because you work in the same company. It's exactly that. That's the only reason you're associates. You're just like, hey TJ, what's up? Hey, like, what's up? That's, in my belief, is economy. Economy
Okay,
is
so it
not.
kind of
They're not
basically is
really your
like
friend.
it's just basically like an acquaintance or an acquaintance. It's not really even a
Yeah,
friend per
and you
se.
hang out with them because you're in that scenario. You're in that environment. Once you get out of that environment, they just disappear.
I mean,
I see.
technically, as you like, it's kind of sorry to cut you off, but it's like if you want, like, you have to hang out with them basically because you're
So it's
in
like
that.
if you're like people like when you were in like high school or in school or like
Yeah,
kids in your class. I mean, you're gonna talk to them because obviously they're in your class, but after school, it's like you don't really see them.
exactly. Because
Okay.
you're basically in that circle itself, right? Like you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
be there. So
You
it's
have to have some
forcing
sort
you.
of dialogue. So I
Exactly,
mean, unless
forcing you.
everyone's gonna quiet and be weird.
Exactly, exactly. Yep.
All right,
All
cool. So
right.
we got the gist of economy. So then I'm assuming economy plus is obviously a step above that, but would probably be someone that you might hang out with, but is probably just there sometimes because I don't know they're not busy doing anything else.
I think how I categorize economy plus is basically, let's say you were a friend with this kid in high school for like 10 years, hypothetically. You grew up with this person and, you parted ways, but you're maybe like you build that relationship for such a long time that you give them a certain amount of level up. Whereas, like, you've been friends with them for so long and you're like, hey, what's up, man? Long time no see. And you're not really like friends with them because you worked at the same place. You're friends more with them because time has given that plus kind of theme to their addition. Like basically, it doesn't mean they're your best friend or they're your like close friend, but they're a relatable person because you know each other from so long ago that you can relate to each other from the past. But in reality, you're not really hanging out with them as much. Um,
Hmm.
so it's just, I think it's just a part of the life kind of theme. They've been
Yeah,
in your 10% of your lifespan, they've been around you. So you give
exactly.
them that weight that you're like, wow, I just gotta, like, even though he's a douchebag or he's an asshole, I'll forgive him because I know it's just him or her from this long ago.
Yeah, it's something like, I mean, they have their path in life too, right? So like they might like move out of country or like stay, or they might have like a family now, like get married or something like that. So you might not really spend time with them that much. So yeah, we can see that point that, I mean, they're still gonna be your friend, like in terms of like, oh, you might hang out sometimes, but they're not always gonna be there. I've had a lot of friends like that. I would say even like
No way.
childhood, yeah, economy pluses. I've had a lot of them, but it's like, to be honest, I don't really hang out with them that much anymore because they have something occupied in their life
Hmm.
that doesn't. I guess our friendship comes second after that. So that's what I. But the thing is, I've known them for a long time, right?
Yeah,
So
but the fact that you know them for a long time, you can still like message them and they'll reply to
yeah,
you,
yeah. I
right?
mean, they'll
Yeah.
reply, but it's
Uh,
not the same feeling of when
oh,
you're young. Maybe that's why the categories, they got downgraded basically.
of course, like
Yeah,
distance creates friction, I guess. You know what I
exactly,
mean? So,
exactly.
Wait, this
anyways,
creates friction.
I mean, I just said that. I don't know if it made sense, but it just sounded really cool to say it. So, if it didn't, my bad. But whatever. You
You
know what
should
I mean.
you should tell everyone that you're actually a scientist. So
Oh yeah, for sure, you guys. Let me tell you. I studied one
also
thing. I
that's why
ended
he
up
named
another thing.
the podcast Lunar Nation because this guy's trying to go to the moon.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna illuminate this show for you guys. We gotta light up everything. We're gonna make sure everything that's in the dark is lighted up. In our own opinion, maybe there's more, but maybe there's less. Who knows? But we're here to discover things that nobody talks about, and that's why it's Lunar Nation. We're illuminating what we don't see.
Exactly.
Anyways, moving up. Let's go to business class. So, anyways, business class. What do you think, Franz? What do you think about business class? How do you categorize that?
Business class. I mean, I think it probably depends on someone's perspective, but it could be someone that I think it's more than just transactional. I think it's someone that obviously you hang out with, that you probably hit up all the time. Maybe someone that like if you're maybe your car broke down or your wheel popped, they'd be able to come in and help you out, or you go to the movies with, or maybe play some activities outside, or might travel to a state or two just to go on vacation. So probably friends in that category that have a little bit more meaning and or you obviously know them more on a personal level than someone that's just kind of like a void filler or just like floating around.
Yeah, no, no, that's exactly what I was gonna say as well. I mean, you kind of have that kind of closer affiliation to them.
Yeah, but I think
So
it also depends on perspective too, because like I mean, yeah, I understand like economy, for example, is like like a colleague or an acquaintance. But then
Yeah.
also economy plus can be like, I don't know, it could be a friend, it could be someone that maybe you haven't known for 10 years, maybe known through like someone else for like 2 years, but they just come in and go like whenever you're with a different group of friends. I mean, I don't know. It just
No,
I think it
that's
all just depends on perspective and like the different
yeah, that's true
scenarios
as
or
well.
situations you might be in.
I mean, as we made up this. I mean, sorry, Arrow made up this category, so it is based off his perspective as well, but doesn't mean that we're completely right. I mean, other people based off their experiences could have different meanings to all these names. So that's why I think one of the reasons we actually wanted to create this episode was to just explain like kind of what we think, our
Yeah,
perspective
and kind of
into
like bring light because I think some people don't even know like they just hang out with people and then like it's not like really for like a transactional friendship, but like at the end of the day, if someone's just taking advantage of you, then you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like
it's not like Professor
don't
Joe
be
is
an idiot.
Professor Joe is not going to go out and teach this friend theory or train theory, that we have. It's something that we just like, I guess it's just based off our interaction, but we don't really even have time to think about it. We just, go unless we really, really dive deep into it, right? Like what we're doing right now. We don't really just think of it like every single day. Oh, we're gonna categorize, oh, this guy, like this guy X or this guy Y, or this girl Z. Like we don't just do that like just out of normal, like when you just wake up, right? So
Right, right.
it's something that that's something that we have to like think about.
Yes,
For sure,
sir.
for sure. Let me just add in one thing. Just a theory behind this, like four categories of the train station. Um, there a while back, I was trying to I had this friend who, when they were in public speaking, they had a really good communication. I was always intrigued about how do they communicate their thoughts and how do they um how are they able to connect to every audience. And what I realized after doing a couple of research is that there is an actual behavioral study, the different types of four different types of personality, and it's basically just summarized as STAR, STAR. And there's the S is the structured type of person, which is basically they like organized, they're very sophisticated, they're organized, and they like to be orderly and they don't want anything like disorganized. Or like the T, which is technical, which is basically a person who would like be an analytics or analyze the situation before they make any decision. And we got the A, which is the action type of oriented person, who's more of like not think but more act type of characteristics, where they're more prone to just do things rather than think about it. And we obviously, I'm sure some of you have experienced these type of people. They're like the relationship people, where more they're very sensitive, very touchy, kind of feely kind of people. So in order to like come up with this class system in the train, you fall obviously in this four different types of behavioral category. Either A, you're star S, either T, A, or R, one of the following. And you're more than likely, in my opinion, going to make friends within that technicality group, like whatever category you're in, because that's where your home base is and that's where your comfort base is. And the more I've been visualizing and just like observing people, the more I'm realizing these people attract that type of behavior, exact behavior within like their friends category. So if like you're very smart, you're technical, you're like into engineering stuff, your friends are mostly going to be like engineers. Maybe some people may disagree, maybe some people may agree, but just based on my
Yeah,
philosophy,
you're likely to connect with people that have more things in common with you.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
for sure.
you are who you surround yourself with, right? So you like basically like you said, right? If you surround yourself with like engineering people, I mean, it's probably because you're an engineer, you're probably working together, doing some homework, cheating, I don't know, anything, right? So it's one of the like the relationships that you have, within a group, that you are gonna be someone that has some kind of association with
Mm.
what you're doing.
Yeah. And then so I think we covered the business class really well. Now we need to just summarize it with the first class. Obviously, when you're in the first class, you get the best service, the best outcomes, the best results, and those are
Arrow
the
likes
type
to
of
put it
friends.
diamond membership.
Diamond membership. You pay the most, you get the best service. That's how life works.
It is.
Unfortunately, this that's just how the world is. Unfortunately, we can't hold hands and say I mean, whatever, you know what I mean. So, what the first class kind of friend, in my definition, is more of like the type of best friend that you categorize as a best friend, more like an inner circle of member of your family. You consider them as your brother from another mother. You count on like really big projects with them, and I guess you ask them for advice on many different situations in life. And these are the type of friends that can relate to anything. They know you from like start to finish,
Yeah,
and these
probably
are the type of
that's someone that
people.
can relate, that that can help you out as far as like advice, and like I don't know, maybe whether it's like, helping you find a job, or helping you up with like, there could be so many different things, like relationship
Yeah,
advice,
yeah.
family advice, work
Mhm.
advice.
Yeah, and that is only if they have the capability to
Right,
offer
right,
that.
of course.
Uh,
Not everyone is a expert in
yeah,
everything, but someone that could be of assistance to you, and not as far as like transactional, but that they're willing to do it. Not,
yeah.
it's like you want to go out of
Mm,
your way for a friend, but it's like,
mhm.
and then also it comes down to like, you want to surround yourself with people that are like going to go out of their way for you. So it's a kind of like a mutual benefit for both. Because again, I don't know if I stated it earlier, but if you really help someone, you keep on helping, helping, and at the end of the day, they like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say treat you like shit, but don't acknowledge it. And then at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like, are you really friends, or are you just like serving their needs?
Let me put it this way. It's like you're a farmer, you're planting your seeds, and some of those trees don't grow, and you're like, whoop de doo, I planted in the wrong field. So, so
arrow, arrow with all the analogies that is.
yeah, yeah. And then to just retract back to business class, business class was more of a friend that could, like, you could do business with. Obviously, you're keeping everything good. You trust them with money. You're able to do good with business, and that's what I theorize business class. But first class, obviously, is not more. It's a little bit upper than that.
Yeah,
And
so you basically have each other's back, basically. So there
Yeah,
is
and then I think we explained like the four categories really well, and maybe like, if people hear this, they get like a gist of an idea of what we're talking about, and how we're categorizing things. Again, it's all based on people's perspective, and there's different situations and scenarios, and not everyone has the same case. But one thing that I wanted to point out before we ended it, was how, the reason why Arrow called it the train theory is because, it kind of made sense too, because a train has multiple different stops before it gets to its final destination. So it's like people that are like in economy or economy plus or whatever, like, people that are not in your life as much, that you might have considered them a friend or an acquaintance. Usually they get off at a stop before you get to the final destination, because usually, like, it's life. People move on, people start families, people get jobs, they go to different states, different countries, and you might never see that person ever again. So it's just like how, everyone starts at a same destination when they get on the train, but not everyone gets off of the train at the very end, because people like gotten off at previous stops before, so they don't make the full journey. So I think that's also why, he Arrow called it the train theory, because again, a train makes multiple stops, and not everyone is going to be at the final destination. People are going to get out before.
oh, 100%, 100%.
I
Well,
completely agree.
yeah, we do. Well, I guess we talked about all the four different types of categories, and we went a little bit history behind the background of each and why we theorized each of them on that class system. I'm sure people will disagree with us. Maybe some people will agree, but this is just, guys. It's just basically an opinion. It's not a fact.
Yeah,
It's
don't get
just a self.
sensitive.
Yeah, nobody, please do not get sensitive on us and say we did this wrong or we did that wrong. But we're just here to share our opinions and just have a little fun about it.
Yes,
But
sir.
but
Exactly.
like, to sum it up, thanks for, like, tuning for this first episode of Lunar Nation podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe. We really enjoyed having you as listeners to our first episode, and we look forward to having you back for our second episode.
Yeah, and
And
be sure to, if you guys liked it or you didn't like it, let us know what we could do better, or what you did like about it. And then, at the end of the day, it's just our first episode, so
Exactly.
we'll
Your
definitely be, we'll be improving upon it, as time goes on. But yeah, we appreciate it, you guys tuning in.
Exactly. So I just want to just end it. Just your feedback is really important because it could help us, for
It
our
helps
future
help
episodes,
you.
and also help yep, us as well. So yep. Thank you.
Sagoon.